this is Yo Sensei. In today's tutorial, we will learn how to work with materials in Twinmotion. Texture mapping helps you to properly apply materials to your object. We will also create custom materials with bump maps and opacity maps. Video as material is also covered in this tutorial. Okay, let's get to it. So we have a very simple Rhino file. This one has this box and floor and the facade element, single surface, and some block and some of the lighting elements. And then everything is organized in layers, and then each layer has unique materials assigned to it. What material that is assigned to it, it doesn't really matter. But they are all unique materials. So what we're going to do is we will select everything and go to File and Export Selected and save as Motion Builder, FBX. And simple option, you don't really have to change. Mesh option can be somewhere in the middle, so just say OK. And then you will open Twinmotion. So inside of Twinmotion, what you want to do is first import an FBX file. And then inside of the option, collapse by material, fixed UVs, texture, and up axis needs to be auto. And that's one thing that you need to be careful. To find it, the easiest way to do it is open up the outliner and then click on one object and press F on your keyboard to center around the object. So we have this kind of illustration. Again, I hate that default Twinmotion background. So I'm just gonna click on settings, location, and background, and get rid of the city background. Okay. So and then this ground plane can be changed to ground material, man-made, asphalt, or whatever that works for you. Bring it up slightly. Okay, so first thing that for this exterior building, I'm also going to change the time of the day so that the light will come into the hit this building. That's probably a better way to see it. So we will talk about texture mapping and click on materials and then concrete. And I think you can find Tadao Ando-esque concrete, poured concrete one. So you can drag and drop it. So right now, when you drag and drop it, the texture size is way too big and it's mapped in a really wrong way. So that is because it is trying to read what this building is, and then it tries to automatically map it. So to change it, what you can do is click on this little triangle next to this open box from Object UV to Cubic UVs. And so if you change it to Cubic UVs, it's nothing is going to change. But then you're going to have to drag and drop this on again. So you just need to drag the object again. So the scale seems about right, but the mapping is, the scene doesn't really line up with what we have. So then what you can do is change the scale to kind of like start to adjust it a little bit. And then another thing that you can do is to change axis, and then you can move on the X axis or Y axis. So what I am trying to do is I want to get this scene to be on the edge. So I am going to move this edge slightly. But this one's got screwed up, so then you're going to have to adjust it again. It's kind of hard to do it because these edges are lined up. So you're just gonna have to like finish it a little bit. So you can either do the um, stretching on X and then moving on X slightly. Um, I think the stretch number should be the same. So you can really adjust it so that it's going to work for you. Okay. So yeah, it's slightly off, but this is how you would fix it. Okay. So another thing that you can do is so things are a little bit off, so you can just probably like fix it later by changing scales. But you can also rotate rotate this. Yeah. So spend some time fixing this and until you get it right. Okay. So to apply, for example, something like brick, we could find a nice brick. And then this is the same. You can just change, scale of this, or you could change, change rotation of this, and or and then change the axis and speed and things like that. Um, so, um, so for example, if I want to create a custom material like slate or limestone, what you can do is first go to Google and you can type like slate material seamless. And then there are a bunch of materials that will that has these diffuse property. So then what you can do, maybe this one's quite nice. So I will right click and save image as, and then save it to, slate to something. Okay, so you have this one open and slate 2. And then first, what you need to do is this one is going to diffuse. This one is the color that you will see. And then you will have to produce a normal map. So you can right click and open this one with Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop, and you will have this one open. And then what you need to do is go to Filter, 3D, Generate Normal Map. And that is going to produce this kind of like normal map. And then you can save as, and save as slate 2 normal. So this one is going to give you the bumped texture. So first, we're going to go back to Twinmotion, and from this menu, you can click on this tile mark, and then you can click on plus mark, and that way you can go into the more of the texture, and then first click on texture, and then click open, and find that texture. So in this case, that would be slate 2. Okay, so I'm just going to drag and drop slate 2 here, and then with cubic cubes, I guess. That nice slate material. So after that, what we are going to do is go back on one breadcrumb, and then go to setting, and then click on bump. And then in this bump map, you will open that normal slate 2 normal. So this one is going to give you a sense of depth for this material. Doesn't look too different, but um, if I get rid of the surface, Yeah, so you will see this slight bump that is creating it. So having both bump, having both bump map and then diffuse texture is going to give you this kind of more realistic material. So yeah, this one looks quite nice. Okay, so that is how to create custom material. Maybe I'm going to try one more. So I'm going to try limestone uh, material seamless. So you will get um, this kind of beautiful tiled material. Save image as limestone. And then from here, you can go open this Windows menu is so complicated. So this is Photoshop, and then you can go into filter, 3D, generate normal map, and the normal map is produced. So file, save as, limestone, normal. So that is good. And going back to Twinmotion and then color change to limestone. Okay, and then settings, bump map, and then apply limestone normal. So so now this material is reading relatively 3D and quite nice. Okay, so that's how you would create a custom material. Um, and going to happen in your model is that if you have this kind of uh, I can just change my speed to walking. So when you have this kind of single material, when you apply a material here, it's not going to show, since this is a single base material, it's going to keep disappearing. So what you need to do is make sure to sample this object and then go to settings and then change it to two-sided. And then if it's two-sided, then it's going to show on both sides. If you don't, then it's going to like just show only one side of it. So make sure to use two-sided. Okay. On the floor, typically what you can do is click on this and then apply wood flooring, something like that. And you can play with texture mapping or maybe change orientation by changing 90 degrees. Okay, so if you have accidentally applied same material to different objects, what's going to happen is that when you try to change material to one object, uh, it's going to change whatever that is applied altogether. And so it's very annoying. So to get around it, what you can do is click on this part, replace material button. And there is a replace material as a whole material group versus apply to object. So if you turn this on, then you will be able to apply material based on each object or material group that was in the FBX. In this case, what's going on is that I think I have this facade material and this plane material is the same. So they are applied as the same. So if you want them to be different material, you have to go to Rhino and put them into a different material, apply different material group to them. Okay, so now we are going to go back to Rhino, and so let's try applying this, changing this material layer. So we can just say like, curvy wall, And so this one, we will apply this material and then just pick whatever the material that is around. And also, I would like to create a couple of planes in this to test some materiality. So go to rectangular plane and place it somewhere, maybe on the outside. And for both of these, we will create a new layer called perforation uh, and perforation 2. Okay, and try to find a material that is different, green, from different, that is different from everything else. Okay, so now we will select everything and then file export selected. There's a little trick to it. So what you can do is select all of these and then right click on this save button, then it will let you export selected. So now we are going to do Motion Builder FBX and do this one and save exactly the same file name, and then it will um, re-import inside of Twinmotion. So go back to Twinmotion, go to Import tab, and then create something that is perforation material. Okay, so sometimes it's your file gets too heavy when you're creating all these holes of it. So what you can do is you can go to Google, type like perforation material seamless, and you can select it. And to get it right, you want to get something that has higher resolution. So something like this is a little bit too low. So find something that has higher resolution. Okay. So and then the contrast between black and white is clear. Okay. Okay. So we will get something like this and save image as and perforation 02 something. Okay. So now what we are going to do is right click this file and open this one with Adobe Photoshop. And so we have this kind of image, which is a JPEG. So you can double click on background to create, make it into a regular layer. And then go to select menu, click on color range, and click on the white part. And fuzziness should be about 60%. And then you can just delete the part, the circular part. So this one is a transparent background. Okay. So now what you can do is go to File and Save As, and save as PNG file. So PNG file has ability to get the background to be transparent. So save it. Okay. So then we will go back to Twinmotion and then create a new material. Click on Material Picker, click on it, and then click here, and then click on the new material. And then for the color, click on More, and then use the texture, new texture that is, and perforation to PNG. Make sure to select the PNG file. So now, and then you can turn on opacity mask on. So you can drag and drop. And then if you turn on opacity mask, it's going to show as transparent on the whole. Okay. I can actually change it to cubic UV and then apply it so that the proportion of the material is right. So you can do this for any type of perforated material. That would be nice. Okay. And then if you choose, then you can do something like, I guess you can do aluminum. and then change the perforation, and then opacity mask on. So it's aluminum-like material that has the perforation, and the shadow will be cast. And so you can really play with the color and different diffuse and different things. One thing that would be really cool is to maybe like cast shadows from interior light. So let's try that. Again, this material will be shown only from one side, and you won't be seeing from the other side. So to fix it, you can just go into settings and then two-sided on so that you can see it from both sides. So be careful about that. We would like to create a situation where maybe this one is going to receive a cool kind of cast a really cool lighting into the space. So, trying that with natural light is nice, very cool. But another way to do it with a colored light is you can just create a spotlight. And for this spotlight, you can rotate this. Okay. And change the color of the light to be red or something. And so if you change the time of the day to really dark, then this light can start casting these color. But right now, this spotlight doesn't have the shadow on. So if you turn on the shadow, then it's going to really cast this kind of super cool shadow in the space. So that would be useful. If you want to create this effect during the daytime, it's going to be really hard because the light is just too weak. So then you could actually like change the intensity of the spotlight to be like, something like 50,000. Then you will see the light as well. So that was good. Okay. Another thing that I would like to do is to use video as a texture. So for example, I have a video content that is this kind of thing. Okay, so it's a cool video. And the type of video is MPEG-4, MP4 video. And so we can use this as a texture. So to do that, you can click on this. You can go into materials and find videos as material. And so we can start from here. And then we are going to change the content of video by clicking here and open. And then you go to your own folder and find this video. I guess we can change the scale of the video and axis. I think the proportion might be off. So I guess you can change it to cubic UVs and then apply it. And then that should be the right proportion for the video. And then after that, you're gonna have to try stretching the video on both sides. And then moving them to X and Y. Yeah. So this feels like, the video is relatively perfectly placed. And so you can use this video as a as as a texture. Um, I guess if you want to create this sense of you know uh, video screen as a projection, you can go dark into the night and get this video to glow, but just for a little bit, 0.01% or 0.5. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that would be the way to use video as a screen, video as a texture for your project. Okay. Um, okay. So that's essentially the basics of texture and materials in Twinmotion. I hope this was helpful. Please use this in your project, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.